Are y'all getting cute for Valentine's Day just to stay in the house? Or is that just me?
Deep in, swimming in my feelings. I've been here before, but it feels like I'm drowning.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Jassy, aka J Renee, back at it again with another video. So today's video is gonna be a Valentine's Day dress, as y'all saw in the thumbnails. So really, we're just gonna get into it. It's real cute, real simple, easy, 1 2 3 peasy, you know what I'm saying? So before we get into the video, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And y'all need to follow me on Instagram because I be posting all my daily stuff that I make on there. So my Instagram is right here and it's gonna be in the description box below. So yeah, other than that, without further ado, let's get into the video. Get your measuring tape because we're going to need a few measurements. So I put a piece of tape right where I wanted the top of my dress to be. And so the first V-line dip, I'm going to call it, was 5 inches. The next measurement I'm going to take is from that tape to my side seam, which was 8 inches for me, about how low I wanted my dress as well. The next one I'm going to take is my bust measurement, about 34 inches. I kind of use a 30 for reference and divided that by 3 because I'm only going to use 3 panels for this dress. And then my next one was about my bust measurement. I didn't really need that one, but my body's pretty straight up and down after you get to my waist. So like I didn't really need any other measurements besides that. Oh yeah, take your strap measurement just in case you want to make straps that go all the way to the back as well. The last measurement you're gonna need is how long you want your dress to go. You might need someone else to help you taking this measurement. So now let's draw it all out because you're gonna make this yourself, honey. You got this. So don't mind my drawing, but we're gonna do half of this. We're going to do this 1/2 and I'm going to show you exactly. So we're going to have like a triangular type top to make, you know, the little dress or whatever. And the inside was 5 inches and the outside is 8 inches. Those were the 2 we took. And that 10 inches comes from the 32. I just rounded down to 30 because I'm pretty straight up and down, you know. And so the total length will be 30 inches. So, and this is 3 parts. Those 2 are going to be the front 2 panels. So in total, I'm going to have about 20 inches in the front or 20 inches from side to side, and then about 10 inches in the back, and that's about 30 inches all the way around. And so if you want to do a different way, you can always measure yourself all the way around the bust, the waist, and the hips and use those 3 measurements and make yours. But I kind of wanted a straight dress, and so this one I'm drawing here is just an example. If you were to do that, I used 32 divided by 4 and that was 8, so you would have 8-inch panels, 2 front 8-inch panels, and the back 2, but you're gonna cut those on fold. Don't cut 2, cut them on fold. And for the back, it's gonna be the same as the front, just without that triangle at the top. So just make that same using the 3 panel method or the 4 panel. I keep saying panel, but they're pieces of fabric or whatever. And so that 8-inch or that 10-inch is gonna be whatever the length was minus however much you're taking off from the top. So hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to do here. But initially I'm my triangle type of rectangle things, it was to my measurements. And so for a slip dress, I'm using some stretchy fabric, but if you're not using stretchy fabric like a satin or a non-stretch silk or something, you might want to flare out to the sides towards the bottom. I didn't do that because, you know, I'm straight up and down like a popsicle. So this is the one I'm gonna do, and that is my initial pattern. That is my final pattern. I did add a 1/2 inch seam allowance to this pattern, and you're gonna need to do that too. So I got on my fabric, this red pretty, I guess it's satin, it's a stretch satin. So I'm gonna fold it in half for the front piece to use as less fabric as I can. I should have moved it down, but that's all right. And then just cut it out the way I want to cut it on the fold, at least for the front parts. I only needed 3 or 2 pieces for this technically, but if you unfold it, then you'll have technically 3 pieces. I don't know. And then for the back, I'm only using 1 panel. I used 2 last time when I tried it for my first attempt, and it was just too big. It wasn't the look I was going for. That's why I'm telling you to use 1.5, depending on your size. So then you have the back panel and cut out an extra piece for the straps later on. So this is like a really simple, easy dress. Like it took me like an hour at most, really. I'm gonna iron down my fabric because that was very wrinkly. And then pin the sides together. So the sides should match up right at the edges of the fabric, and just pin them all the way down on both sides. And that's pretty much the whole I'm just kidding. Just pin them down on the sides, and then we're gonna sew them down. Remember, we are using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, so we're going to stitch that all the way down. And I did serge my ends just because I wanted it to look, you know, good on the inside. I mean, I could have just serged it all together, but I wanted to sew it as well just to make sure all my seams were right. And so then we're going to do a double rolled hem all the way around the top, open edges, and the bottom as well. So I'm just taking the edge of the fabric, rolling it in once, about a 1/4 inch, and then rolling it in again another 1/4 inch to make a double rolled hem. Do that all the way around the front and the back and the bottom edge. Now that we have that all pinned down, we're going to sew it down. But before we sew it, wait, don't go yet. We have to make our straps. And to make our straps, I used, I took that measurement, that 16-inch measurement from the strap measurement that I took earlier. And I made a 2-inch strip. My ruler was 2 inches long, so I just used the ruler measurement. And then I cut that in half again, so I'll have 2 1-inch strips for the straps. So 1 inch by 16-inch straps, and then I'm gonna serge this all the way down. I mean, you can use your sewing machine, but I just wanted to serge it because it's just a cleaner finish, and it was very easy. I keep stopping because you're supposed to pin everything, especially with fabric like this. You should probably pin it. But I'm gonna take my loop turner, stick it in there all the way up, and cut off the excess, and then turn it. Now all we have to do is pin the straps onto the dress. And this was a little tricky. I mean, pinning that was fine, but actually sewing them was a little trickier. I kind of folded down the top part of the dress just to make it fit comfortably. What you might want to do is do a basting stitch or a stay stitch, a hand stitch to put it down first and then sew it over. But now we're gonna go head to our sewing machine and sew that down. So I'm starting with the top of the dress first, I think. And yes, it was a little challenging trying to sew the strap on, but make it work. You got this. Take your time. Don't rush anything unless it's last minute. This is a last minute dress if you really wanted to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so then stitch around the bottom edge as well, and you are pretty much all done, girl. Like this was really easy, real simple, and it looks nice too. Like the finishing edge, it looks real good. And yeah, the ends I kind of just folded into each other, but other than that, we are done. And let's try it on. Ooh, girl, this red looks good on you. Ow! You know you look good. You look sexy, and you popping. Okay, period. This was so easy, but it's so cute. I even dressed it up a little bit. I don't know if I was feeling this fur, but this bag, I had to bring out my matching bag. This is one of my new bags, you know what I'm saying? But I loved it. You're like a angel in a devil's dress, because period. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.